Andrew Garfield returns in Sony's Spider-Man Marvel's No Way Home, nearly a decade after he debuted as the new Peter Parker in Sony's 2012 The Amazing Spider-Man, and the actor just confirmed an amazing detail. Garfield confirmed in an interview with Josh Horowitz' Happy Sad Confused podcast that he did in fact wear the same suit he wore a decade ago, though he had to hit the gym first. Andrew Garfield revealed that he wore his Amazing Spider-Man suit in Spider-Man No Way Home, but that he had to work out to fit into it. "I still fit, bro," Garfield, 38, said in a recent interview with Josh Horowitz for the Happy Sad Confused podcast when asked if he wore the same suit. "I needed to get in shape," Garfield explained. "I had to work with my trainer on it. That made me very nervous. I was extremely nervous. Nobody wants to see an old fat guy dressed up as Spider-Man, I reasoned. I needed to get in shape." Garfield explained, "I had to work with my trainer on it. That made me very nervous. I was extremely nervous. Nobody wants to see an old fat guy dressed up as Spider-Man, I reasoned." Garfield made his debut as Peter Parker or Spider-Man in 2012's The Amazing Spider-Man, which came out 3 years after the final installment of Tobey Maguire's Spider trilogy. The Social Network star reprised his role as the Marvel Web Slinger in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, directed by Mark Webb, and co-starring Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy and Jamie Foxx as Max Dillon or Electro. Fans and critics had mixed feelings about the sequel. The ending of TASM 2 also hinted as a third film involving the Sinister Six supervillain group, but plans for a sequel were scrapped. Garfield has spoken openly about being heartbroken by the direction his franchise took, telling Amy Adams in 2016, "Story and character were actually not at the top of the priority list ultimately, and I found that really tricky." Garfield reprised his role as Spider-Man 7 years later in Spider-Man No Way Home, Tom Holland's third standalone Spider-Man film as part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Both Garfield and Maguire reprised their roles after Doctor Strange's or Benedict Cumberbatch's spell went awry, allowing visitors from the multiverse to enter Holland's world. The three Spider-Man franchise villains banded together to cure multiple villains from the Spidey franchises. Garfield's role in the film provided closure for TASM movie fans, and many praised his heartfelt performance in NWH as a standout. Since the film's release, Garfield has revealed numerous behind-the-scenes details about his experience filming NWH, including improvised scenes. The Tick Tick Boom star also discussed his collaborations with Maguire and Holland. In an interview with Variety, Garfield said, "There was talk about going to the bathroom and, patting around the package. We discussed what worked best for each of us." Garfield also claimed that Holland was envious of one aspect of his superhero suit. "Tom was jealous because I have little zippers in my suit that I can easily get my hands out of," he explained. He had to use his nose to operate his phone because he couldn't use his hands. "We'd have more in-depth discussions too about our interactions with the character." Holland has expressed dissatisfaction with some of the suit's uncomfortable side effects. Among his problems are being unable to eat properly and having a persistent fear of drowning in his own suit. On set, Holland envied the zipper sewn into Garfield's Spider-Man suit because his version made it impossible for his hands to be free of fabric, making everyday tasks using his phone more difficult. While this was understandably frustrating for Holland, it provided fans with an interesting look at the subtle differences between the alternate versions of Peter Parker. Garfield has spoken publicly about his enjoyment of Spider-Man No Way Home since its release. He appears to have been deeply committed to the character and to giving fans the same Amazing Spider-Man look as seen in the films. Garfield has stated that the awkward yet heartfelt "I love you guys" his character says to his alternate selves is more for his co-stars than the characters, so it's no surprise that he wants to continue working with Holland and Maguire. While the character's future in the MCU remains uncertain, fans share Garfield's enthusiasm and have plenty of support for all of these Spider-Mans. He went on to say that he imagined himself in the shoes of the fans and asked what he would want, adding, "I'd want to be guessing." When asked if it was an immediate yes when he was offered the chance to return, Garfield said he needed to stew on it a bit because he had closed the chapter of his life and moved on, but he couldn't shake the fantasy of playing Spider-Man within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. When this came around, I was in a very zen place, he explained, adding that he was very intrigued and that the pitch from director John Watts and producer Kevin Feige was so full of heart. He admitted that some people would have known all along that he and Maguire would be in the film, while others would be surprised, likening the entire experience to throwing a surprise party. It was a wonderful feeling to know that a surprise party was planned for everyone. You have a friend who says, "I know there's going to be a surprise party, so just let me know. Just tell me. I despise surprise parties," Garfield went on to say. That's all we had for you today. Hope you enjoyed the show. If so, please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the subscribe button. Also show us some love by clicking on the like button below and sharing the video with your friends and family. Turn on the notification button to get updates on our new video. That's all we had for today. Bye! See you next time in the upcoming video.